Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about that time I had an actual client in the Ozark. Yes, like the Ozark, like from Netflix series Ozark. So, approximately at the time of this video, about 3 weeks ago, I was sitting here in the office and I got a call from a company called the Missouri Relief Program. The person who had called me, she seemed like she had already done a pretty fair amount of research on the carrier that she wanted, which in this case was Nextiva. And, I talked to her and I told her my thoughts on Nextiva and asked her what her needs were. And, we both kind of together confirmed that based on her research, she was correct. And I kind of gave her my blessing and said, yes, I do believe that Nextiva is the best fit. And I told her, I said, as you saw on my YouTube channel, you can get better pricing and better offers typically going through me than if you go direct. Would you like me to engage the carrier? And she was like, yeah. I got the information like the company name, the email address, her name, phone number. And then we got to the address and I told her, I said, I have to have an address because in order for me to get you a correct quote, I've got to be able to give the carrier or carriers your address so that I can get, because that way they can calculate the 911 taxes and the state taxes and all that in your quote correctly. And she started giving me the address and then she said, Ozark, Missouri. And just when it happened, I kind of stopped for a second and I said, you mean Ozark, like Ozark, the show on Netflix? And she sighed. She just kind of said, I just knew you were going to ask me that. And, we got to talking. It turns out that, yes, this business really is in Ozark, Missouri. It's actually on the Strip, so it's in the main part of town. And, I just asked her kind of I wouldn't really call it a personal question. It was just a non-business related question. I asked her a serious question and I said, if you don't mind me asking you, just to kind of give you a little backstory here, I have a friend, a personal friend of mine that I actually learned a lot of my Spanish from that was born and raised in Medellin, Colombia. And, everybody, who may be watching this video knows some of the history of Medellin, Colombia with Pablo Escobar and things like that. And we won't get into all the details, but some of the history in Colombia regarding him and the drugs and the trafficking, things like that. And, I told her, I said, one day I was on the phone with my friend from Colombia and I made a comment to her that I really, really liked the show Narcos. And it actually kind of offended her. And she told me point blank, I'm not upset that you like the show and I respect that, but that show is not a very good depiction of the history and the culture of my country. And I asked the girl at the Missouri Relief Program, I said, when you guys see a show like that, does it offend you or do you guys not care or what? And she told me, she said, honestly, she said, it doesn't bother me. She said, but there are a lot of people, typically the older generation in the town, that, yeah, they feel like the show gives our town, a bad name. She said, but strangely enough, there's a lot of people in town that embrace it. And I said, well, how so? And then she told me about this restaurant that she said was not so many doors down from her on the Strip called Marty Bird's. For those of you who don't know or who may not have seen the show, the main character or one of the main characters in the show, his name is literally Marty Bird. And so I went online and I actually found this restaurant called Marty Bird's and it really is legitimately a real thing. So anyways, that concludes the story. That time that I had a client in the Ozark, yes, like the Ozark series from Netflix. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But anyways, if you're watching this video, you know where to find me if you need, business phone and internet for your business phone and internet service for your business. We do serve businesses other than just in the Ozark, Missouri, or in Missouri in general. Represent carriers in all the 50 states, and I work with customers in all the 50 states, including Alaska and Hawaii. Prince Rich, your go-to guy for the best deals on business phone and internet service in the United States. I'll catch you guys again in the next video.